Yes, people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to this 100k FTMO challenge. Listen, I know it's been a minute, but there's a reason for that. The boys been going through it. The markets have been choppy. It's been chopping me up, but it's just one of those things where we analyze, we pick ourselves up, and we go again. Unfortunately, from the last update, from the last video, you know, we thought that we were going to use the momentum that we had from that really good trade. We were 2.7 or 2.8% on the account, and unfortunately, it's sad to say, but you know, a month later we are down bad. We're about 0.5% down on the account. Obviously, on this week's episode, which should have been out a long time ago, I've just been very reluctant to put the video out. I'm not gonna lie. I felt pressure. I felt a bit of kind of like I let you guys down a little bit, and I was letting myself down. Obviously, with me now recording this series and putting it out there in the public adds more pressure, but at the same time it gives me an opportunity to be more accountable to myself. And this is the first time in the last couple of months, to be fair, where I haven't been doing that. I haven't been posting the weekly videos, and I've been putting it off. So it's just one of them. I'm gonna come out honesty and integrity. I don't want to be lying to you guys, but that's where we are right now. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Look at all these L's that we took on the account. We're gonna analyze and see where we can go from there. See what mistakes we made, see what we can learn from each trade, because ultimately it's never a loss, it's always a lesson. So where we left things off last time was literally this trade here, this EU trade, this short. No, sorry, this was the last trade on the account, which was a 1.56% gain on the account. So it's a really clean trade. Followed the trading plan to the T, and overall, you know, made a really good profit on the account. As you can see there, beautiful trade, beautiful respective structure, exactly what you want to see in a trade as well. Nice volume in the markets coming into London Open and pushing up to every single TP level that we had. But that following week, boy, and it wasn't even a case of that I was overconfident or anything like that. It's just the markets had been moving crazy and I didn't really align myself, you know, with lower risk in some essence. So this is the first trade that we took on that following week on the 20th, which is a Monday, I believe. Monday the 20th of May. Yeah, so coming into this week here, it was just horrible, honestly, and every single week after that hasn't been the greatest week, but that's part of trading. You win some, you lose some. You're not always going to win at the end of the day over a series of trade. If we apply our edge, that's when we are profitable. So yeah, same as normal, I'm going to go through the before, the after breakdowns, what my thoughts during the trade, and any of the notes that I took on there as well. The most annoying thing about this trade in hindsight is that it was actually a winner, even though I got stopped out. The trade direction was correct and the TP level was correct, and the trade actually ended up hitting our TP level, but I just got whipped out of the trade. So in terms of confluence, and the reason why I took the trade is we went short. We had a return to a 5-minute order block, which you can see over here. We had a 2-minute liquidity grab, a 2-minute market structure shift. We had a 2-minute fair value gap with displacement, which is the reason why I took this trade. As you can see there, that was the liquidity sweep, market structure shift, 2-minute fair value gap, entered there. My stop loss was above that 5-minute fair value gap, and even though it was going against the overall trend and the bias, I actually could have taken a break even when I saw the way that we took out the high to retest the 5-minute fair value gap, but the reaction from the 50% of that had me thinking that it would reverse from here, right? So I was trying to sell into the 15-minute order block in discount to look for potential buys that aligned with the high time frame, but price ended up going taking me out and then going to that 15-minute order block that we had targeted and anticipated. As you can see, I had the levels here, that TP1 level here, that's to take 50% off the trade and then go to break even. But as you can see on the after, literally wicked me out, and then it came down, wicked out again, and then into the next session is when we had that return to the 15-minute order block that we had identified on the high time frame. We're gonna go then anticipate and look for buys. The reason why I'm annoyed about this trade as well is because on the 15-minute time frame, as you can see here, I actually saw that there was a 15-minute fair value gap, and I wanted to put my stop level above that candle high. But in the moment, obviously, it's easier said than done, in hindsight 2020, but it's so easy when you are trading live markets to then try have a tighter stop loss. And I just need to get into the habit of having a wider stop when I know it's necessary, and especially if, from my experience as well, when I know I need to have that larger stop loss, putting it on there rather than risking getting taken out and then price moving to my level. So that's one thing I'm definitely taking into account. I've learned going forward as well. Well, I say that, but watch, I'm gonna end at one point. The next two trades here, so this is actually the same trade idea. Annoying thing about this is that I actually didn't follow my trading plan, and that's one thing that I want you guys to take away, that when you don't follow your trading plan, make sure you journal that the same way I did here, and you can use that to reflect. And when I'm looking back at the trading journal, I can see, okay, this trade here followed my trading plan, this trade followed my trading plan, even though it's a loser. This is just a bad trade in itself. So you can have a good trade that's still a loser if you followed your trading plan. It's just part of the numbers, it's just part of the probabilities. But now if you have a trading plan that you did not follow your trading, if you have a loss that you did not follow your trading plan, that's still a bad trade. Why? Because you didn't follow your trading plan. If you have a win that you didn't follow your trading plan, that's still a bad trade. Why? Because you didn't follow your trading plan. It's just simple as that. So without further ado, let's get into this one. So the next one up was the before, and this is the after. And what I was doing with this one, I remember I was trying to predict the markets, and that's not what we want to be doing. We want to be reacting to the markets and not trying to predict, because price can do anything. The markets are highly manipulated, and you trying to think what price is going to do is going to get you chopped out every single time. And this is a perfect example of what happened, because we had price moving in a bullish momentum. I anticipated that it would come down to this 15-minute order block and react from there. Stop loss was above this low here, giving myself a wider stop just in case anything did happen. And because price was bullish and had this impulse here, that's what I thought was going to happen. React from there, push above, and as you can see, literally got slapped within like 2 candles. So within like half an hour, I was slapped, taken out of the trade. Why? Because I didn't wait for my confluences. Why? Because I didn't wait for everything to align up, and this is the cause of that, me not following my trading plan. But it's one of them, like I said, every loss is not a loss if you use it as a lesson. So the reason why I took this trade is price had reacted from the 5-minute fair value gap within the 15-minute order block. This gave me reason to think that we will now start pushing higher. I saw the order block it created on the impulsive move, so this candle right here, which broke straight above, I thought price is going to come down, return, react from there, and move. Another one of my issues on this trade is that I didn't wait for lower time frame confirmation on the 5-minute, and I had a 1% risk, which wiped out all the profit that I had made the previous week trying to predict rather than read. And that hurt a little bit, because obviously with the lower risk that we took the previous week, it took us a couple of days to make that profit, and that in terms of that getting above that 2% barrier, and then to have that wiped out within one trade, like it really did piss me off, I can't lie. But that's down to myself. I have to hold myself accountable to that. and become a better trader from that. So it is what it is. We move. Next one was this EU long. This is where things start getting a bit techie actually, because I remember I didn't even journal the after for this. Let's have a look. So yeah, those two before was a complete 1% loss, and then we had another 0.25% loss on this. Unfortunately, I've only got the before, but the reasons for this trade was that we had a sweep of Asian lows, as you can see here. What looked like a market shift above here with a 5-minute fair value gap and that little displacement candle there. Although looking at it, like I said before in previous trades where I've lost, I don't like these kind of candles. I don't like to trade off these. It looks like a fake displacement, if you can call it that, without having an actual displacement leg. So that's my fault for taking that trade, really. Price was still respecting the 15-minute order block after taking out Asian low, so saw an opportunity to go long, which fit my setup anyway. I cut my risk early to preserve capital because I had 2 trades on this, and I just cut one of them because I knew, it's not really gonna work, and I left the other one just in case it did. So that was that trade. The next trade on the account, this one. Yeah, so this is before. There we go. Yeah, so the reasons for this trade. Okay, yeah. So we had a sweep of Asia low down here, as you can see. 15-minute market structure shift above here, there and there. We had a 15-minute fair value gap that was created over here with that market structure shift here. We had buy side liquidity that we could have been targeting here, and this is the result of that. So price came down. I was in drawdown for like an hour, maybe, I think it was, and then once it gave me an opportunity to close out at break even, the price actually moved quite quickly, and then I managed to close at like 0.1% profit. So pretty much break even, just covering some of the losses from the previous trade. It's nothing too crazy. The positive is I actually did close that out, because as you can see what happened after, if I left it open and I wasn't watching the trade, if I just set and forget and walked away basically without looking and monitoring the trade, then I wouldn't have seen the opportunity for me to go out and break even, and price would have just then stopped me out. So rather than me taking a 0.25% loss, I was able to take a little bit of profit from that, cover from the loss from the previous, and also prevent myself from taking a full loss. So that's a positive we have to take out from that trade there, even though it wasn't the best for the account. Next trade is this GU long. Yeah, so this is before, and we've got the after there as well. As I said, so the negative was I was buying at the highs but still following the trend. And one takeaway that I remember thinking about this trade is that maybe not waiting to see how the week plays out, because the positive I wrote was that I didn't overtrade or revenge trade as well, even though I could have, and I felt that emotion to do that. I've learned through experience that once you take that trade, be disciplined and knowing, okay, I've taken one trade in the morning, I've got one more trade in the afternoon. If both are losses, then you just walk away from the charts regardless of what happens. Even though you might see a perfect setup, it doesn't matter. You have to be disciplined in your approach. Remember your trading plan, and move from there. Be disciplined in knowing that if you take a loss or 2 losses, if that's what you've set yourself for the day, bro, once you've taken that, then walk away. Because now you get into the habit of, let's say if you take 2 losses and That's it for your trading day, yeah. But then you take another trade and it's a winner. Technically you've gone against everything that you're going to say, because what's going to happen next time is you might take 2 losses and think, okay, the third time, because it happened last time, you might win this trade. And what's going to happen is you might double down on that next trade to try cover the losses from the first 2 trades, and then that one loses, and then now you're down even worse than you were before. But you could have prevented that by just for sticking to what you told yourself, and that's 2 trades per day. So that's one positive I can definitely take away from those 2 trades. Next trade is an EU long on the account, which was another loss. So at this point, obviously, yeah, the emotions are high. Your boy's going through it. It's loss after loss after loss. Yeah, the markets were just moving mad, and you know, these times we really get tested as traders, because it tests your mental fortitude to see what you're really made out of, and these markets really will test you. So in terms of trade breakdown, reason I took the trade, and I remember even doing the self-analysis. So what I basically wrote is, you know, another loss. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't annoyed, as I'm in a losing streak, and this is the biggest losing streak I've had. I'm annoyed that I made a mistake before, but this I'm less annoyed with, because it wasn't really a mistake. It was something that fit my trading plan, and it's just one of those L's. I know that I will have my breakthrough, but feels more pressure now having to record and report the performance. And I remember saying that I might take a few days off just to reevaluate and let the markets do what it needs to do. I'm glad that I cut risk lower than usual, but overall this basically brought us back to break even on the count. So now, after all that work that we did, making that 2.7% profit, using that momentum to potentially move us on, we're back to 0. And yeah, it's just annoying, because that's hard work basically just being chipped away by stupid mistakes, all by myself, and that's just something I have to live with. So that's where we were on the end of April. So I took a few days off. As you can see, this is the after the trade, and it's annoying as well, because I saw that fair value gap. I knew price was going to tap into it. I was just on the opposite side, or the wrong side of the markets. And as I said in previous videos, these are the kind of trades that make you laugh, because you already know straight away that you were just basically on the wrong side. When price decides to do this, it doesn't even consolidate, it doesn't come back to break even or anything like that. It just slaps out your your stop loss, sorry, and you're out of the trade, and then you pick yourself up and you go again. So I took a few days after that, because yeah, the market's going crazy and your boy wasn't living for it. So this was May, the first week of May, I believe. 6th of May was 6th of June, sorry, actually. So 29th was that trade. I took about 8 days off before I took the next trade in the account, even though I saw opportunities on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I told myself no, minimum, give myself a week and then go again. So Thursday this week was the first trade on the account again, after those series of losses, even though Friday was NFP, so we had a lot of news coming in this week as well. And this is the trade. Unfortunately, I actually didn't do my trade review, which is bad, which is poor from me, but it's probably because it was another loss. So I was pissed off. We all go through it, boys. We all go through it. But looking at it from before and after, you can see the reasons why I took the buy. It was a 0.32% loss, but effectively we had the return to the order block here. We had a market structure shift, well, what I thought it looked like it anyway. We had a fair value gap, so everything that fit the bill. We were targeting previous day high up here, looking for that reversal to shoot up and carry on going. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, as you can see, which really pissed me off again. Do you know how many times this happened to me? Like, you've seen it over and over again, and that's what I was talking about, just having like a tighter loss versus a fatter loss, stop loss, sorry. So if I had this stop loss covered below the order block, that would not have taken me out. That actually got took out because of spread. As you can see on the TradingView platform, that candle didn't actually take me out, but on the broker's platform, it was the spread that took me out of that trade. And then right on cue, what happens? It comes back to break even, and yeah, it actually went up to my target there, so beautiful. Pissed me off after, but another one of those trades that would pick ourselves up and go again. This one, and even just looking at these here, you can see I was going through it. Like, I wasn't doing my proper evaluation, I wasn't really feeding in and analyzing the trades after, which is poor from me going forward. Like, I know I need to do better than that. Even when I'm taking losses and I'm in a losing streak, I need to make sure I'm still doing everything. That's the most important time. I should be doing everything, actually, not deviating from the plan. Making sure I'm doing my weekly analysis, my weekly review on a Wednesday, and then on a Sunday and Saturday, just doing those reviews as well. So nothing should change. If anything, I should be more detailed when I'm in a losing streak, more than when I'm in a winning streak, because you learn the most from your losses. The only thing I did place down for this is that I had a trailed stop loss, and that was a good decision because I had news coming in the AM session, so it was a 0.1% gain. Reasons: we had a return to 15-minute order block, liquidity sweep, and 5-minute market shift, and a 5-minute displacement with a 5-minute fair value gap. All on here. So there was the order block. Everything pretty much happened within here this Thursday. Market shift, and price actually was moving very nice. I remember this trade actually. Price was moving very nice in my direction. We entered on Thursday, started moving upwards towards the target. We were targeting previous day high up here. What I was gonna do is take a partial up here, let the rest run to this high time frame high, this buy side liquidity. But instead, what I decided to do, me being a little bit greedy, can't lie, is trail the stop loss here under this low when it made that high, because I thought, and this is another thing, like I said, trying to predict the markets, I thought that, you know, with the influx of volatility from the news, then this candle is going to be a bullish candle. I don't know why, but based off, you know, the news alert, I expected this candle to actually be bullish because of what dollar's doing, and in terms of the, I think it was NFP, yeah, it was NFP. Based off the NFP numbers, I thought this is going to be a bullish candle, right? But again, the markets will humble you. If you think you're right, they will humble you. And as you can see, the most bullish we got was that little wick to take out previous day high, and then the shit just tanked. It literally just tanked. So anyone that was in sales, cool, they cashed out, they made stupid amounts of money. But anyone who was anticipating buys and who bought the news, yeah, we got slapped. Man, them got slapped this day. Luckily, I had the stop loss trailed over there, and it was actually running in 0.25. Yeah, I think it was running 0.25% in profit, and I scaled out a little bit, but because of spread and slippage, shit just slapped out and ended up being a 0.1% winner. But a bit annoying, but there's news trading for you again, always high risk. Over here we had a 0.5% loss on the account. I was trying to buy here, there's no after, and just in terms of the analysis of the trade, we had entered too early on the trade, no real displacement, tried buying at the midnight open level, which aligned with the other confluences, right, which were Asia low swept, 15-minute market structure shift, and a 15-minute fair value gap as well, as you can see guys here. Those lows were swept, market structure shift here, fair value gap with the order block here, which ideally should be high probable to enter. and that was the first target. We're gonna go break even here, and we were just targeting these overall targets up here. So lost $500 on that one, but it is what it is. We're just early in the trade. Pick ourselves up and go again. Next trade, which was the last one. Okay, I'm not gonna cap actually. I've taken a trade already for this week. It was a winner, which has brought me back up to 0.5%, but I just haven't done the review for it. I can get it up now. So okay, we'll do this one and then I'll get the last one up. So GU took this on the 13th of June, which was last week. Last week Thursday, 0.25% loss. At this point, yeah, I'm just getting used to the losses, unfortunately, which is crazy as well, because like normally I'm very, very consistent, and I know coming into the summer months the markets can move like this, but on the high time frame the order flow is showing really, really nice. So I didn't expect any choppiness like this, but obviously I've been clearly offside every single time. Reason for this trade, as you can see, we had a sweep of Asia low right there, and then today's low again, sweep of those lows. We had a 5-minute market shift, especially with this news candle here. Boom, shot up, and then we had a 5-minute fair value gap, which we were anticipating prices going to come back into, tap into, and then aim for a float in at these buy side liquidity up here. First target was here to take 50% off and go break even. Unfortunately, we didn't do any of that. That was just like a wick. Came down, tapped into that level, basically faked it out, didn't even consolidate, didn't give me a chance to get back into break even. Just started. It wasn't obviously aggressive, but it hurt on the way down, because I could have easily got out maybe around here, but yeah, it didn't give me an opportunity either. So that was annoying, to say the least. A series of bad trades, a series of getting chopped up in the markets, a series of the emotions getting to me, a series of just absolute mess, just an absolute mess. But it's one of them that we just have to take all these and really dive into them and see what we did wrong. And obviously I'm building that resilience, and when I'm in a losing streak like that, to carry on doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. So like I said, the weekly reviews on a Sunday, forecasting, and especially now using the high time frame analysis, I'm definitely taking that into consideration, and applying it into my trading now. So even though those setups might take a lot longer, they're going to be a lot higher probability trades, because I'm using the high time frame for my entries. So rather than entering the 5-minute, I'm literally just not even going on that for right now. Looking to enter on the 15-minute or the 1 hour. 15-minute max, 1 hour ideally. Wait for a 4-hour setup to play and show itself, and then enter on the 1 hour. Usually I might have to hold overnight, but I'd rather do that than get chopped up during the day, intraday, just for the sake of, tighter stop losses, or quicker profits, or getting in and out the markets. Sometimes you have to let the markets do what it needs to do. So the last trade I actually took on the account was gonna be on TradingView, which is this week. Actually, I only took one trade this week, and it was a winner. I had to close early because obviously on the account we can't hold over the weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off a little bit, even though it was a winner. Why? Because the volume in the markets. So essentially we got everything right, anticipated this return into this fair value gap over here, tapped in. We had a short-term market shift here on the 1 hour, as you can see right there. Order block, mitigation block, and then that was like 50% of it. I saw price come up, tap into that level there, as you can see, and then I anticipated that was still going to go bearish, because that is the overall trend at the moment. I was targeting that was the first target to take 50% off, which actually did. Second target here, overall target was down here. We even had news yesterday, so I thought that we're gonna get a lot of liquidity and volatility into the markets. Didn't get that. What did move though was GU ended up taking the low, EU didn't, even though EU was the weaker pair. As you can see, the same time where GU made the high on Wednesday, EU failed to make a new high on Wednesday. That's why I decided to take EU, because I thought EU was a weaker pair and that was going to move, especially with the news on Friday as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. We had a little drop here, went on Friday, consolidate a little bit, and because obviously of experience, I know what Fridays are like in terms of the charts and trading that. So once I saw it consolidating, especially into midway through that New York session, I knew, nah, there's not going to be a lot of volume in the PM session, so let me just close now, rather than trying to hold the whole weekend and then get stopped out, even though I was already at break even at this point anyway. So that just brought the account back to 0.5% in drawdown, and I guarantee you, coming in on Monday, I can make a video next week and this shit's gonna tank. I guarantee you. Watch. Well, I say that and then it's just gonna go higher, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take that low, especially after GU's taking that low as well. But it'll be interesting to see, because we still have downward potential. And on dollar, we've still got upwards potential, as you can see. Still moving very bullish, so still targeting these relative equal highs up here. And yeah, we'll just see what next week brings. In terms of updating every single week for the challenge, I just need to get myself out of this drawdown period, this losing streak period. Obviously, I'd like to carry on posting every single week and recording every single weekend like usual, just to update you guys, but like I said, it just adds that extra layer of pressure, which I know I can handle, but at the same time, I don't want to be posting like losers. I'd rather be posting winners, like everyone would rather do. So you guys let me know that because I know there's be people out there, and I've seen it before, and obviously when I was following other people's journeys as well, I got inspiration from seeing other people going through the same shit I was going through. So if you guys do want to see the losses and every single part of the journey, then cool, let me know. If not, then it might just be a monthly update rather than like a weekly one, because then that gives me a little bit of time to, let's say, have a losing week. Okay, cool, I can then bring it back the next week or the week after, and then at the end of the month come back with a better report, rather than boom, losing week and then another losing week or no trades. Or do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Hopefully we get some momentum coming into next week, and just the market stop chopping up your boy, man, because it's peak. It is peak, but minor setbacks, major comebacks we move. Apart from that, peace, love, see you on the next page.